You're watching Tennessee Titans today, and we are exactly 400 subscribers away from 400 on our channel. When you subscribe, in exchange for getting free videos almost every single day on the Tennessee Titans, you also help me feed my family. I have a 6-month-old girl at home, and you help producer Jack feed his cat. So help us out, and you get free videos as well. Hit that big red button and subscribe right now. Tom Downey here for Tennessee Titans Today by Chat Sports. Today's video, some OTA news and takeaways, beginning with the news of a roster move made by Tennessee. Juwan Green, if you go, who exactly? The 2020 undrafted free agent, big difference there year-wise. 2020 UDFA from Albany has signed with the organization following a workout today. He had spent some time with the Lions and Falcons. Previously, he'll fight probably more for a practice squad spot than anything. To make room for Green, Ryan Izzo, the former Florida State tight end who has bounced around the NFL for years now, Patriots, Texans, Seahawks, and more. He signed with Tennessee in early 2020 off the Seahawks practice squad, but he has now been cut by the organization. On now to some OTA takeaways, beginning with Treylon Burks. You knew it was going to come, right? Burks spoke with media for the first time at OTAs today. He was asked about leaving practices early and being spotted with an inhaler, etc., and he didn't really answer the questions. Again, Burks and head coach Mike Vrabel have tried to make it sound like it's not a conditioning issue, but the exact answer as to why he's leaving, why the condition or the inhaler continues to not be answered. Since it is the Titans' first-round pick, the supposed long-term star of this offense, there are some questions that are simply not going to go away. If you're tired of it, I get it, but that is the big storyline around Tennessee in June. Here's what Burks had to say. I'm just getting adjusted to it. Every player comes into situations differently. I'm just attacking it every day that I can. I'm taking it one day at a time, and everything else will take care of itself. Everybody is going to have setbacks. It's just how you come back and attack it. Head coach Mike Vrabel was asked about the inhaler and other things. He said, well, we're excited about Treylon. We feel good about every guy we draft. That's why we draft them. He's gotten better each day he's been there. I just rely on the trainers and our medical staff to try and take care of guys and communicate with me. So no answer. No real answer as to why exactly Burks has not quite been 100% participant at OTAs. He's been just a little bit less than that, which isn't that big of a deal. At least I'm not going to treat it as like a panic mode until we get to like August, which is, a full 2 months away. But this team needs Burks, as I've said many a time on this show. The expectations for him are very high. The plan is for him to come in and be an immediate impact player for this team. To be what he was at Arkansas, where the offense quite literally ran through him. He got running back reps and carries, and I doubt that'll be the role in Tennessee. He might be more of a slot receiver in year one, but the opportunity for Burks to have a massive year is absolutely there. In fact, he should be among the contenders to win Rookie of the Year this year with the opportunity that is available to him in terms of, targets replaced between A.J. Brown and Julio Jones with, by the way, Julio's money coming in tomorrow with the post-June 1st Cup. So when it comes to Burks, will he win Rookie of the Year? A more positive question for today's pinned comment. If you want to speak it into existence, feel free to do so at the pinned comment. Y for yes, N for no. If the ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Let me know what you think. Y or N? We're going back to Dillon Radunz again. We talked about him yesterday. Now some more information has come out. Mike Vrabel says that Radunz has mostly been working at right tackle. Now, he did kind of dodge the question a little bit, but this comes on the heels of previous reports saying he was fighting for the job at left guard and at right tackle. I actually believe that him being at just one spot in particular is better for him. Now, Vrabel was asked if Tennessee thought they were closer to giving Radunz one position. His response was, quote, I don't know right now. He's been working predominantly at right tackle, but we'll kick him inside based on the rotation Keith Carter wants or who he wants to look at. I don't think right now is really the time to really determine roles. I think those guys are doing a lot of stuff together, and the jog through the stuff is toned down a little bit. Now, we'll see exactly what the exact role long-term is for Dillon Radunz, but this sounds a lot more like right tackle. And by the way, Keith Carter is the offensive line coach. Forgot to mention that. I will make note that OC Todd Downing spoke today as well, and he mentioned in particular that he thought the approach from Dillon Radunz has been a bit more mature. And I don't want to read too much into that, but maybe the staff thought Radunz simply wasn't ready last year to handle being a full-time NFL starter. Maybe that's changed this offseason, because last year Radunz played a little bit, a meager 124 snaps, and the results were not great. 2 sacks in just that few snaps is not a good thing. 3 hits, 3 hurries, not a great PFF run grade. I think my preferred argument, just my opinion, you can agree or disagree, it's all good, is that Dillon Radunz wins the right tackle job. And not just is given it, but wins it. He was a second-round pick. Nicholas Petit-Frere was a third-round pick. You want your second-rounder to win that job. Then you would ideally assign a better left guard, but let Brewer and Jamarco Jones fight for that. The ideal outcome, even if, and I know there are some who are out there, even if you don't like Dillon Radunz, the ideal outcome here is that he wins the job and, of course, becomes a good long-term right tackle for this organization. But do you trust him? That's a very different conversation there. So I want to hear from you in the comments section. Do you trust Dillon Radunz right now at right tackle? A, for yes, you do, or B, for no, you do not. Let's go now to Malik Willis, as the reports coming out of OTAs that he got more reps than Logan Woodside at today's open practice OTAs, and that, A, makes sense and is probably a good thing. Tennessee at this point knows what they have in Logan Woodside. He is the quote-unquote vet backup. You want to let Ryan Tannehill get the most reps because he's your starter, he's your one, and you've overhauled your offense with 2 new receivers and a tight end. And then you want to let the young guy get as many reps as possible. Here's what OC Todd Downing, no relation, had to say. He's coming into a room that is comfortable learning, that it's a comfortable learning environment for him. He's been able to ask questions. He's able to process through some of the new stuff. I think that's what's great about where Malik's at. He's got such a positive demeanor, and he approaches every day joyful to come to work, and that's the start of it. There are some things that we're asking him to do that he's never done before, and that's going to obviously create a learning curve. I think he's done a nice job of taking that in stride. What Downing is saying is this: got to be patient. Malik Willis is not ready to play football at the NFL level, at least at like a normal offensive scheme, unless you just want to run all RPOs and play action. Sure, you can do that and do read option stuff. Willis needs time. That offense at Liberty was not designed to develop him for the NFL. That is the key thing when it comes to Malik Willis. So patience, but excitement's also fine. So with that in mind, what is your hype level for Malik Willis? Scale it for me 1 to 100. How excited are you long-term about the Titans rookie quarterback? Sound off in the comments. Some updates now on the players out at OTAs. Some changes to this list, by the way. Those just flat out not present at OTAs. Derrick Henry, as I said before, I don't care. Show up on September 1st. He'll be fine. Veterans Zach Cunningham, Bud Dupree, Harold Landry, also not present on defense. Nate Davis, not there at guard. Danico Autry at defensive tackle. And Jeffrey Simmons, also not there. Simmons is the one to monitor given his age and contract status. Now, back at OTAs, Kevin Byard, apparently a trimmed-down, thinner, leaner version of Byard back at OTAs. Bordering on best shape of life season right there, but that's fine. And then Jeff Swaim, also back at OTAs. 4 players were in the yellow non-contact jerseys, which is just they are working their way back from injuries. 2 receivers, 2 cornerbacks. Caleb Farley, Robert Woods, Christian Fulton, and Race McMath. In particular, I want to discuss Robert Woods since he spoke today to media at OTAs. Much like Treylon Burks, Tennessee counting on Woods in a big-time way. He had previously felt like he was being held back at OTAs. He said that in the past. I think he understands why, though. Here's what he had to say today. You got to try. You got to have that confidence. I feel like we're able to do these things at slower speeds and be able to build up as I go. That's the kind of stuff that allows me to have confidence. By all accounts, Woods is trending in the correct direction. All right, other injured players here that were present but limited in some capacity. Aaron Brewer, Elijah Molden, and Monty Rice. So those 3 players also not quite all the way out there. If you haven't already, subscribe for more free Titans YouTube videos. It was takeaways today. We will revisit with some more winners and losers from OTAs in the not-too-distant future, so make sure you guys are subscribed here at Tennessee Titans Today.